Hello everyone, Firemac here. I had a little mishap. I accidentally recorded an intro, and I wasn't recording the game, so... Alright, let's try that again. It's been a while since the last episode, and I just had a lot of things come up, but I've been releasing other videos, so hopefully you enjoyed that. But if you're here just for Asagao Academy, I'm sorry, I apologize, but it's back, and I'll try to keep it regularly, because I do intend to go through all the routes. And if you're one of my returning viewers for Asagao Academy, please leave a comment. I want to make sure you guys are still there. Alright, I think, yeah. I think we're good. Do believe we're good. Alright, okay. Just making sure. We're recording there, I'm recording there. Alright, we're good, alright. That night I lay on my bed watching an anime about loony high school girls when there was a knock on the door. Do you know who that is? No. Oh, well, you'll get it. Rude. I pushed myself off my bed and opened the door.
Hana.
Hey, Hana.
Hey.
Satch, what are you doing here? He was beaming at me, hopping up and down like a kid at an amusement park. There's something I want to show you. Will you come with me? Sure. I'll be back later, okay? Mai only grunted in return. Together, Satch and I... Whoa! What? Why did that happen? I don't know what happened, but apparently the game just minimized on me. I must have accidentally clicked off screen. Or something. Something came up. I don't know what happened. Hopefully that didn't mess up my recording. Let's, continue. Now I have recorded I have to record 2 videos now. Alright, let's continue. Together, Satch and I crossed the Bluebell house. I've been working on this for a long time. At least a few years, but I think I finally made breakthrough. I wanted to test it out, but things have been kind of tense lately, so I don't think I can ask Jared to do it.
Yeah.
And then I remembered I had you, and you said you wanted to help me out, so I finally figured out something you could do. He was talking a mile a minute, and I barely registered what he was saying before we found ourselves in his room. Uh-oh. It was just as Spartan as I anticipated. What does that mean? What does that mean? Being the love child of Jared and Satch. Being the love child of Jared and Satch. Okay. Actually, I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, Jared's out right now. That's why I came so late. Where is he? He had to go into the city for some reason. He did not look happy about it. He went to his closet and pulled out a large blanketed lump. Here it is! He removed the covering with a flourish. On the floor in front of me was some kind of machine. Wires connected a helmet with a visor to an oddly shaped, almost square box. Satch kneeled next to it and started fiddling with a few things. See, I can test it myself. It's a little harder because I'm the one who made it. I know it's supposed to work. I have expectations.
Really?
Expectations?
Yeah.
It's everything with this. I don't know if it's actually working or if I'm manipulating it somehow. Plus, I can't evaluate effects when I'm wearing it. I'm not sure if my perception of time is whack or if, again, I'm messing up the... You shouldn't be hearing this, or I'll mess up your run-through. Don't mind me. But what is this? A virtual reality machine. At least that's what I hope it is. But no more questions. They'll ruin your experience. Satch flipped a number of levers, and the machine began to hum at a dangerously high pitch. Noticing my worried glance, Satch chuckled. Don't worry. This thing's completely safe. I fell asleep wearing it once. Even Jared didn't notice. Were they deaf or something? That thing was giving me a headache. Finally, he finished whatever he was doing, and he held the helmet out to me. You really want me to do this?
Well...
Please, wouldn't you, Hana? He looked at me, eyes shining. It was the cutest thing I ever saw. I couldn't say no to those dimples. Fine, hand it over. Aw, snap. I thought there was going to be some music, but no, it's just silence. She's wearing some VR. or something. The helmet was surprisingly heavy. I took my glasses off and set them down. I wondered whether my neck would be okay wearing it for so long, but when I slid it over my head, the cables fell across my back and eased the weight somewhat. I couldn't see anything inside the helmet, not even Satch's room. Sweat started to build on the felt lining.
Copacetic.
Goddamn. That was a really, echoey copacetic there. Copacetic. Okay, I'm going to turn it on now, alright? If you say so. In his excitement, Satch couldn't seem to tell what it was... tell that I was at all apprehensive. I heard a snap, and then the wires on my back started to vibrate. A burst of light blew through the helmet. I felt horribly dizzy, as if I was being rolled down a hill in a barrel. I don't feel so good. Hang on, it's almost... Satch's voice was fading away, as if he was jogging down a long tunnel. Satch? The dizzying sensation stopped.
Yeah.
Complete it! His voice floated towards me, a delay between the syllables as if they were bouncing off a mountainside. In fact, I was by a mountainside. I shivered. Despite the lushness around me, it was cold here. Something tickled my legs, and I looked down to see long shafts of grass grazing my ankles. This is some intense VR, yo. You've got to be kidding me. This is a game? I heard a voice in the distance. Was it Satch? But it was drowned out by the wind. Suddenly, the dizziness returned. I felt myself being sucked down into something and shut my eyes tight. When the sensation stopped, I opened them. I was in a completely white room. To my right, there was a brown table. 2 cakes sat on top of it, a white one, which I somehow knew to be vanilla, topped with whipped cream, and a chocolate one with oozing fudge on the inside. I was overwhelmed with the desire to take one, but which? Well, obviously, I'm gonna pick vanilla. I'm a vanilla guy. I let me some vanilla. Chocolate I like chocolate, but we're talking about cake, right? I definitely prefer vanilla cake. Watch this will be like, oh, you like vanilla? I guess you're not into black guys. I feel like that's what's gonna happen if I do this. But I gotta be honest with myself. I like me some vanilla cake, man. The cakes disappeared. In their places appeared a chrysanthemum. What the fuck? Chrysanthemum. I've never in my life seen that word, but I have a vague idea what it could be. And a cocoon! Both were dripping with dew, but the chrysanthemum, okay, dear Lord, I apologize. I am probably butchering that word. Had been plucked, and the cocoon hung on a small potted tree. Another choice? Oh snap. Well, I really don't want to say chrysanthemum anymore, so cocoon. Rather than grabbing the cocoon, I tried to grab the bowl of the plant it was hanging on. As soon as I touched it, however, it collapsed into a white ball and shot off across the room. I hid under the table as it pinged around, loud as a firecracker. Suddenly it stopped. Then a small pink box skittered under the table, a few inches from my toes. It opened. A piece of paper slithered out and unrolled itself before me. A quest? Nervous but excited, I read it. Although you have vast inner life, you can occasionally be quiet. You often have moments where you realize just how much you don't know about the world. You are a loyal and trustworthy person, and try to protect those you care about. Still, you realize you and your loved ones are not the only ones on this planet. You want to leave the world better than you found it, and that is a noble ambition. The world could use more people like you. Stay open to new beliefs. It might be the answer you seek. A fortune? The room disappeared. I was left in darkness. A rushing filled my ears, and I felt a familiar softness around my arms, and smelled cinnamon in the air. I was back at Asagao. I pulled off the helmet and gasped for air. I felt like I was gone for days. It worked! It worked perfectly! I watched him dance around the room as I caught my breath.
What?
What? Thank you so much for your help, Hana. Now come on, it's late. I'll walk you back to your room. What just happened?
Well,
It was a test scenario. I just had you run through it real quick, and it worked. I'm so happy. I still didn't understand what he was talking about, but suddenly we were in front of my room. I had no idea how we got there, let alone how fast. Was I really alright? You might feel a bit weird for a while, but it'll go away in a few minutes. I hope you're right. I reached for the doorknob. The coolness of the metal against my palm seemed to pull my senses together until they almost clicked in my mind. I felt much better.
Hey.
Oh, Hana. Satch had his hand in his pocket, looking at me casually. Too casually. You still practicing for the tournament? I thought I wasn't involved in it anymore in light of the circumstances. Satch nodded. Well, I think you should keep practicing.
Really?
You think? They're being a little obstinate right now, but they'll come around. Trust me, they're great guys, and they're your friends. My friends? Really? I didn't say anything, but I couldn't hold back a bitter chuckle. I can't blame you for feeling that way, but... Well, just keep practicing. If nothing else, you can count on me. Thanks, Satch. I'm glad I believe I can. Thank you. Satch beamed at me and scratched the back of his neck.
Be good.
Anyway, it's late enough. I'll see you later, Hana.
See you later.
Good night. Satch left down the hallway, and I turned the knob and headed inside my room. Hey, I'm back! Mai was standing next to the door, staring at me as if trying to read my face. Is something wrong? I heard what you were talking about. A small thrill of anger shot through me before I remembered just how thin the dormitory doors were. Of course she heard us. Of course. I forgot she's a kleptomaniac in this route. I mean, I guess technically she's always a kleptomaniac, but this is the one route where she comes clean and tells us. I see. I walked past her and set my bag on my desk, waiting for what was coming next. Mai seemed to be considering what she should say. She should say. My heart sank. If Mai was actually thinking about what she wanted to say, it had to be something serious.
Oh.
She sat on my bed, facing me in the rest of the room. There wasn't anywhere I could go to hide. Damn, she was good. I didn't know the tournament was still on the table. Me neither, actually, but if Satch says I should keep practicing, there must be hope, right? Whoa. Excuse me. I trust him. I think it'll work out if he thinks it will. That's not what I was going to talk about. I know Satch is reliable. He doesn't say things without thinking them through, so... It's not about whether you can trust him. I put my hand on my hip, suddenly impatient. Then what is it? Well, are you sure you even still want to be in the tournament? Of course I do! Those boys have been treating you horribly. I know you were happy when you had the chance to join a club and make friends with them. Heck, I was happy for you. We were both excited. We truly thought they were or could be our friends. But they weren't. They aren't. Friends don't treat friends like this. Is it worth all the effort of practicing and preparing for the tournament?
Really?
Are you sure you want to do it? And would it just be for fun? Or for them? I'm not trying to say they're not good people. That you shouldn't if you want to. I just want you to think this through. I don't like seeing people take advantage of my friends. People I care about. Take advantage? Were they taking advantage of me? Whoa, here we go. Decision time. Let's see. I don't blame them for how they reacted. I don't know. They were wrong. I enjoy it. It's been a while, so I'm a little distanced because I don't quite remember every detail that happened recently. So a lot of this is alright. Definitely not gonna say I don't know. I'm not gonna say they were wrong. I am stuck between I don't blame them for how they reacted and I enjoy it. But I'm not sure what she's saying I enjoy it for. Like, I enjoy the bullying? Because if that's the case, I don't want to say that. So I think I'm going to go with I don't blame them for how they reacted. That's what I'm gonna go with. And if it's like, if that puts me on the bad end route, guys, don't tell me. I want to find out on the hard way. It's not their fault they drew the conclusion they did. I probably would have done the same thing in their shoes. I've had a pleasant past with people, or with people who I thought were my friends, so I understand why they were so upset. But wouldn't you want to be even more careful now? If this happened before, you don't have to tell me what happened, but what if you're making the same mistake? I didn't want to tell Mai about my past, how worse than being friendless, I was betrayed by the few friends I thought I had. Maybe she had a point. Maybe I was doing the same thing again, opening myself to the same kind of hurt. Maybe I haven't learned my lesson. But
No.
I can't. I just can't get mad at them. Even if they don't consider me their friend, they're friends to me. Friends make mistakes. Sometimes they hurt you or get mad. That doesn't mean we should just drop them and leave them hanging. And besides, I like playing games and being in a tournament. I want to keep going. If that's what you want, I'm not going to stop you. I don't like it, but
I'll support you.
I guess. Thank goodness. A wave of relief washed over me.
Yay!
Thank you so much, Mai. You're the best. And you're a true friend. You do the same for me if I needed help. Oh yeah, chapter 3. Oh, knocking him out. Oh, why is he sad? Sad Satch is bad Satch. The next night, I was still working as Mai prepared for bed. Are you not going to sleep? No, I think I need to finish this paper. I want to get it all done tonight. She made a face. For a second, my heart stopped. Did she know what I was planning? I still don't get why we need to know the anatomical portions of Goombas. Yeah, me neither. Thank goodness.
Good night.
Well, don't stay up too late. I won't. She crawled into her bunk and under the covers. In no time, she was fast asleep. Jesus. I waited a few minutes to ensure she wouldn't wake up, tapping my pencil idly against my desk. I hadn't told her what I was going to do. I hadn't told anyone, but going out after curfew wasn't really that big a deal. Okay, that was a bold lie. If I got caught, I would be in serious trouble, but that didn't matter. Satch was spending every day in the library and the NordicBoots Club trying to clear our names. There wasn't much I could do to help him there, but surely no one would mind if I did a bit of snooping on my own. Excuse me? When I was finally sure if Maya was asleep, I slipped out of our room. Luckily, I didn't run into anyone on my way out of our dormitory. No one was supposed to be out past 9, so it wasn't a big surprise, but no one was roaming the hallways either. I stepped into the cold night air and took a deep breath. A slight wind blew through the campus, raising goosebumps against my skin. Shivering, I headed towards Poppy Hall. There was no way I'd let them in the club room during the day, but at night, my footsteps echoed across the walkways. There wasn't a single soul around me, and hardly any light. Since people weren't supposed to be out after dark, the lampposts were few and far in between. If I were attacked, no one would notice. Shaking my head, I sped up. In no time, I made it to Poppy Hall. I crept into the hallway. A still silence encompassed the entire building. Suddenly, I was seized with a fear I'd never experienced during the day. It was so quiet, so still, so empty. Now I understood why people thought abandoned schools were haunted. They were creepy as hell. I crept around the corner past the science lab and to the back of the building. The NordicBoots Club room should be right. Here! Crap, no! It was locked. Stupid. Of course it would be locked. There's stuff in there that people could steal. Of course a teacher would lock it. Now what? Must I go back empty-handed? Stupid Hana! I should have prepared for this. I heard a noise in the distance. My heart stopped. Footsteps. Someone was coming. Panicking, I searched around myself for a place to hide, but I was in the middle of the hallway with nothing but lockers and windows. I was trapped. Cringing, I closed my eyes. The footsteps came closer. They stopped in front of me. No one said anything. Hesitantly, I opened my eyes. Oh, snap. Mr. Saitomo? It's the principal, yo. It's the principal! He looked past me to the classroom door. Did you forget something? I Yes, I left my math book inside. He nodded and pulled out a giant ring of keys. With a flick of his wrist, he motioned me inside. I shifted and he unlocked the door. He pulled the door open and gestured me inside. Hurry up, please! I don't know why I gave him that voice. I'm not going to be able to keep that up. Deciding not to ask, I scurried inside. The club room was much the same as I remembered it. I wanted to take a peek around, but now that Mr. Saitama was here, I decided it was better not to. Still, there was one place I could look. I went to the back of the room where the large metal closet rested. Please don't be locked. It's unlocked! I pulled the door open and looked in. At the top were stacked a few boxes with miscellaneous items. Was that a skull and a crystal ball? Never mind. Below, where the boots once stood, was an empty shelf. I sighed, about to leave it empty-handed when I remembered I needed a math book. Turning back to the locker, I pulled a random book out of the closet. Their boxes of junk came in handy, and I was about to close the door when I noticed something. There was a dent in the bottom of the closet, just under where the boots once stood. But it's made of metal. Was that there before? I kneeled and ran my hand across the dent. Something heavy must have fallen into it to make one this large. Something heavy and angled, something hard to carry. The boots! Now that I thought of it, the boots were made of solid gold. Of course they would be heavy, unwieldy, and hard to carry. Wow, so they really are solid gold. That's insane. Whoever took them couldn't have taken them far, that was sure. If they didn't have access to the clubroom in the day, they must have gotten it in the way I just did. Or they must have stolen the key themselves. It's the principal who did it! Dun dun dun! But they wouldn't have done it at night. Then, there was no way they could carry the boots all that way without getting tired or caught. Which meant, they were still in Poppy Hall? Miss, are you finished? Yes, I'm coming. Tucking the book under my arm, I closed the door and headed out of the classroom. Mr. Saitomo chaperoned me all the way back to Primrose House in a stiff, insulated silence. I wanted to ask him why he was wandering the halls at night, and why he'd let me off. Why he was always wore that brown suit. But looking closer at it, the suit was slightly rumpled, and there was a red ascot stuffed in one of the pockets. I looked closer at Mr. Saitomo's face. He looked somewhat flushed. Had he been on a date? If you don't tell, I won't either. He gestured at the book in my hand, looked down to see a Dungeons and Dragons manual. Well, they didn't go for a alternative title for that one. It's just straight up Dungeons and Dragons. What? I won't tell if you don't. He placed a ringer on his lips, then turned on his heel and headed back to Poppy Hall. Did I place a finger on his lips and turn his heel? Yeah, I feel like I might have read that wrong. I mean, the first time I said it. Whose book was this? It's totally Jared's. Totally Jared's. As I climbed the staircase back to my room, my curiosity and excitement began to fade. Thankfully, I was able to sneak back in, hide the book, and pop into bed before Maya so much as moved a muscle. Great. Now I really was a thief. Are you going to get up or not? Ugh. I squinted into the early morning light. If you don't hurry up, you'll be late. How long did you work on that essay anyways? Essay? I blinked at her. Whoa, you're really out of it. Don't deal with no sleep, do you? Come on, get up! She flung my blankets off me. The cold air rushed in and around my body, and I curled into a tighter ball. You have 15 minutes, or I'm leaving without you. I sat up. Memories of the night before rushed back into my head. Mr. Saitomo, the book, and the dent. I got ready for school, speeding through my routine and grabbing something from our mini fridge to tide me over until lunch. Ready to go? Yeah. By the time we made it to Poppy Hall, I felt much less groggy. My hypothesis about the boots came back to me, and without thinking, I mentioned it to Mai.
Hey!
You know, Mai, the boots were made of solid gold. She turned to me in mild surprise. Yeah?
Really?
So, where's this coming from? I was just thinking, they'd probably be heavy, right? It would be too hard for someone to sneak them far from where they were taken. You think they're still in Poppy Hall? There was a gasp from behind us. Mai and I whirled around. Hey, Balrog! Oh, my bad. Walid. Walid was standing less than a foot away, staring at us with wide eyes. Is something wrong? Huh? No, I didn't mean to startle you guys. I just fell asleep.
What?
You fell asleep, but you were walking. Yeah, I know. It happens all the time, actually. Walid's the one who stole it. Or tried to steal it. I'm just getting that feeling. Between Caddy and Walid. I'm going with that now. We just stared at him. He glanced around as if looking for a way out. Well, it was nice running into you guys. Haven't seen you in a while. We should catch up sometime. But I've got to get to class. I've got to get to class. And he said bye for me. Walid walked past, giving us a wide berth. A berth? Hands in his pockets. That was really weird. That was really weird. Do you think he heard us? I think so. It was really suspicious regardless. I've never heard of Walid falling asleep while walking. Me neither. We looked at each other, an idea forming in the space between us. It wouldn't hurt to check things out a bit, just to make sure, you know.
Yeah.
You can never be too careful. Just like that, we agreed we would wait until everyone was at lunch. Then we'd do a little investigating. Lunchtime came. As everyone crept out of the classroom, Mai and I stayed behind, refusing to make eye contact with anyone. Our hope was that it looked like some kind of protest. The normal Boots guys, and by extension the entirety of the class, were pretending we didn't exist. Most of our attempts at friendly interaction were completely ignored by the class. Jesus. The normal Boots guys got incredibly uncomfortable and just walked away. Well, most of them. Shane would shoot us a dirty look if we even got close to him. Whether they bought it or not, the classroom quickly emptied out, and Maya and I headed to the hallway. Do we even know which one is Walid's?
Well...
He's a first year, isn't he? It should be outside his classroom. We'll be able to figure it out. If not, let's just look in for all of them. And all of them, yeah. I balked, but Maya was totally serious. We reached the first floor landing and crept along the hallway. Thankfully, nobody was around. They were all engaged in a mad rush to get the good food before the cafeteria ran out. We crept around the corner into classroom 1-3. It should be one of these. We walked down the hallway, hoping for some kind of sign. Then Mai stopped walking. Oh my gosh! She burst into laughter and pointed ahead of her. Confused, I followed her finger. One locker in the middle of the left row was completely covered in stickers. Curious, I stepped closer. Images of Walid's face peppered with various words were plastered across the locker. Meme Lord, Balrog the Bite, other strange sayings were scrawled across each. Wow. Of course it'd be Meme Lord. For anyone who doesn't know, Balrog, Walid, loves posting all sorts of memes on Twitter. Most of Balrog's personality honestly comes from his Twitter. More so than his videos, I think. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying that's really where his personality shines.
What?
You've got to be kidding me. I don't really get it. Once upon a time, a few years ago, back before he even came to this school, Walid had a bit of a temper. Long story short, someone caught it on camera and uploaded it to the internet. Aww. Oh. And the rest is history, as you can see. Aw, poor Walid. I stared at the different images of Walid's face. This takes dedication. Did he do it, or did fans? Honestly, couldn't tell you. Anyways, let's get to work. Do you mind standing guard? I stepped in the middle of the hallway, alert for any sound or movement from either end of the hall. Mai fiddled with the handle of the locker, sticking something inside the metal. In a few minutes, the door was open. When did you learn how to do that? I was a rich kid growing up. I had to learn a trick or two just to get out of my house. Your parents didn't let you out of your house while you were growing up? She made a face at me and opened the locked door. What in the name of... I leaned over her shoulder to see what she was looking at. Wallace's locker wasn't empty like mine and Mai's were, but there were no books inside. Instead, a litter of Barbie CD-ROM games were splayed across the top and bottom shelves. Nice. There in the center on the hook meant for a jacket or a coat was a fluffy pink and white suit. What? I've seen BALROG'S videos. I don't quite remember anything that makes sense with... Did I miss a video or something? I don't remember any of this. I don't see the references, what I'm saying. I reached out to touch it. It was soft, and there were silken petticoats underneath the shorts. My guess was the ensemble would hit Wallace somewhere in the mid-thigh region, and the pants would fluff up like a bonnet. The shirt was sleeveless with gold-plated buttons and zippers trailing off. What is this for?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I've never heard of anything like... She shut the locked door. We've seen something we weren't meant to see. We can't mention this to a soul. Of course not. I don't really get what the big deal is, though. He brought it to his locker, so he must not be that shy about it. Mai shook her head. You'd be surprised what you can sneak to a locker without anyone seeing. The important thing is that he didn't have the boots, so he's perfectly innocent.
Well...
Let's just go eat lunch. She stalked off, completely unconcerned as to whether I followed her. I ran to catch up. If Walla didn't want people to know, there was no reason we should mention it. It would be pretty hard to explain anyways. Alright, new scene, we're gonna end it right here, guys. Whew. Hopefully the little snafu earlier in the video doesn't mess up anything for me. But you should see this video soon. Yeah. Even though that means nothing to you guys because you're watching it now! Alright, so this is Firemac saying bye-bye, see you next time!